You want to go to incredible heights? Focus on them. Make it the whole purpose of your existence. And then you'll see. Ein davar omed b'fnei ratzon. There's nothing that stands in front of the will of a person. Good Erev Shabbos. Erev Shabbos Pashas Noach. We're back. Another year. Another Yom Tovim past. It's really amazing how time is flying. The world was created. Noach comes to the scene. World is destroyed. Everything starts over again. And now they build the Tower of Bavel. You blink, you're in a whole nother era, whole nother world. You have to wonder what the story of Migdal Bavel, of the Tower of Bavel, is doing in the Torah. Understand, the story is that the world got together and decided to build a tower to fight against God. And God ended up dispersing them, sending them to different parts of the world. Different languages, their plans were gutted, tower destroyed. Wasn't possible to accomplish what they wanted to accomplish. World was saved from idolatrous destruction. What's the message? Don't fight with God? Consequences aren't great. It's not a formidable opponent. We know that. So what's the message? What's this section of the Torah doing there? What am I learning from Migdal Bavel, from the Tower of Bavel? Once my Rebbe explained that last week's parsha when it says, Nasa Adam b'tzalmenu kidusenu, that let's create man in our image. The one explanation of what that means is that being created in God's image means that we have God's qualities. And it means that our personality is shaped after God's personality. Our kochos, our capabilities, are shaped after God's capabilities. Now, granted, God is God, and He has a much stronger ability and a greater ability to be able to accomplish things. But nevertheless, we have mayin that. We have some form of that. And that means that we have to look to understand ourselves. We have to look at God, because what God's got, we got. We know that one of the main things that God has is a thing called ratzon. When we daven every day, we say, Baruch She'amar v'haya olam. Blessed is the one who said and brought the world into being. That God had a will, a desire for there to be a world. And He brought that world into fruition. He willed it to happen, and it happened. And the truth is, we also have a ratzon. We also have a will. And with that will, we can make things happen. Granted, it's not as strong and powerful as God's ratzon, as God's will, but it's a will nonetheless. And therefore, we have the ability to be able to create a reality by desiring and by wanting. But if that's the case, if ratzon, to will something and to desire something, can bring something into fruition, can bring it about in this world, so then why doesn't it always work? I want to be rich. I want to be wise. I want to be powerful. But I don't always accomplish the rich, the wise, the powerful. I don't always accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. But if, like God, I have a ratzon, and my ratzon can bring things into this world, why isn't it always successful? So he explained that the Panovich Rav once asked this to the Chavetz Chaim. And the Chavetz Chaim said, because we don't have the same kind of ratzon, the same kind of will as God. Because I could want X, but I also want Y and Z. I don't have this laser focus. I might want to be wealthy, but I want to have a good time also. I want to have joy. I want to have happiness. I want to have other things in my life. I might want to become a scholar, but I also want other things. We don't just have one ratzon. We have competing dual ratzonos. And that's why it doesn't happen. Because I might want olam haba, but I also want olam hazeh. And maybe that's the reason why Kadosh Baruch Hu put this story in the Torah, and why the story of Migdal Bavel is critical for us. Because Migdal Bavel was built with incredible focus. They had one ratzon, and that one ratzon was to fight against God. And they were able to galvanize all of their strengths. They had nothing that was diverting them, nothing that was distracting them. They even got the entire world together. They got all people together. They got everything united because they had one thing in mind. And that's what they were going to accomplish. And that's why God had to step in. That's why God had to knock off their focus, had to knock that achdus, that togetherness. Let them start to fight with each other. Let them speak different languages. Let them realize that they're not one. Let them feel like they're not one, so that they become diverted, so they become distracted. Because if they weren't distracted, they could have destroyed everything. Because that kind of focus can build anything. That kind of focus can accomplish everything. You know why when we want something, it doesn't necessarily happen? Because we don't necessarily want it. Or we might say that we want to be wealthy, and we might say that we want to be wise. We might say that, you know what, I want to grow in my ruchnius. I want to be a better Jew. I want to be a better person. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better human being. I want to be a better dad. I want to be a better friend. I want to be able to daven better. I want to be able to learn better. But until that becomes my whole focus, until it's a real ratzon, a real desire, until it becomes the entire focus of everything I do, it's not really a ratzon. And if it's not really a ratzon, then it can't really accomplish much. That's what Migdal Bavel teaches us. You want to accomplish, you want to climb, you want to reach God? You want to go to incredible heights? Focus on them. Make it the whole purpose of your existence. And then you'll see. Ein davar omed b'fnei haratzon. There's nothing that stands in front of the will of a person. You can accomplish everything you dream of. You can accomplish everything you aspire to. You can accomplish everything you hope for. You should have a beautiful Shabbos. And just focus on your ratzon. Focus on your will. Really want the things you want. And then you'll see incredible blessings pile into your life. Have a good Shabbos.